I've solved two birds with one stone now. I found a lovely black rose that I wanted to use, a bit different to the other one, a bit more silk, a little bit more dainty. I'm going to put it there with the butterfly in front of it. And I've killed two birds with one stone because what I can do is I can sew these up so that I can sew the peacock feathers up behind it when I've got that sewn to the hat, and that's going to solve my problem of how to do that. I'm going to show you how I would attach the butterfly before I put anything else on, because you don't need to watch me sewing all the peacock feathers again, I'm sure. For this I'm going to use my wire thread. It's fabulous, I love this. Beading wire, as thin as you can get it. I think that's 34 gauge. Fabulous stuff, this. It's probably thinner than the cotton. Be careful you don't slice your fingers with it though, because that's very easily done, especially if you've got any little cuts. Before you sew with it as well, make sure that it's straight, because you will infuriate yourself if there's any kinks in it. Try and thread it through my needle even though it looks more or less invisible. It is much harder than cotton to pull through, and you will start to bend it as well, so just be patient like you are with everything else. I'm roughly going to put my butterfly here. I want it to be in line with the three things that I'm doing. So keep your finger on it, go underneath, and this is where you'll see how difficult it is. Oh, I've still got a little bit of duct tape attached to the bottom. You see how difficult it is to keep this really, really straight to pull through. The slightest kink in the wire will mean it'll stop. I'll pull it through again. And then if you're as neat as you can be, you won't see the thread, or people will just assume it's part of the pattern. Probably put it closer into you as you were doing it, but because I'm trying to show you what I would do, you can see how difficult it is to pull this through without putting any kinks in it as well. So sew it just like I would cotton, and try and make the smallest stitches that I can, which is not always possible when you've got some wire through on the other side. There we go, that's better. I need to check it now and then. Go for the other little bit of the wing. Right, let's give it a bit of a tug. That's really firmly in place now. Far. So it's looking pretty okay. Quite pleased with that. When the lace goes at the front, it's going to look quite good. I think it's the right decision to put some trim around the edges as well. I think that'll just add a little tiny extra bit of colour where I had decided that I was going to put those jade beads, but now I've put the rose instead. So I'm going to take some time sewing this on. I'm going to sew the rose on, and then I'm going to put a couple of stitches in the back so that they're sewed on to the rose, and then you can come back again when I'm ready to put the lace netting on. I was trying to figure out how to get the peacock feathers to stand up. You saw me change my mind about some of the things that I was doing around here as well, and I'm glad I have now, because it looks quite stunning with the peacock feathers almost ready to stand up. I've put a couple of stitches in down at the bottom so that the flower is on really firmly. You won't be able to see that. And I stitched up the peacock feathers to the back of the flower. Now, I've done it quite a bit. I've done quite a bit of work there. I've stitched it to each individual petal, and the more work I put in, the better it looked. So it's just a solution. You'll see that when I tug the cotton, the feathers stand up more now. So I'm just going to put the last couple of stitches in, and then you'll see that the flower, the hat, is proudly standing peacock feather. So the more I've done, the better it's looked. I'm just going to put the last couple of stitches in now, and I'll show you when I pull it, the peacock feathers stand up really well. Last little bit of the main stitching for me to do is to fix the veil on. Now that's a lot easier than it looks. What matters the most is the preparation for this. So you need to decide where you're going to start and make sure that it's symmetrical on the other side. Take into account how much you want it to bunch up. If you pull it out really flat, it won't look very good. But if you bunch it up, it will look lovely, really Victorian, really sophisticated. There'll still be a little bit of trimming to do, but this is the last big piece of sewing. So, don't know if it's easy for you to see this, but I'm sewing from the underneath, and every time I sew, I'm doubling a stitch, doubling the little bit of the veil over. Now, you don't have to be exact about this. I'm sure that a milliner would, but you don't really have to be exact to make that look good. Only have to be careful, obviously, that you don't catch it up in the black pearls. It is really easy to do. Okay, so just be really careful that you don't do that. And then again, I'm just going to, can you see how I'm getting that crease down it? I can't see the stitches either. It's very hard with black and black thread and black lace. So until you've got it exactly symmetrical on the other side, and then that would be the veil done. All that would be left to do then would be to adjust the feathers if you wanted to, and to do any finishing off that needed doing on the underneath. You could put another piece of material or a piece of lace over. You could decide to take some really good black tape and put that down. You could trim off the pieces of the peacock feathers there. What I'm going to do is to put a little piece of crushed velvet under there so that it's more comfortable for whoever's wearing it. But then once that's done, you've got a stunning Victorian steampunk ladies veil. Wonderful for a goth wedding, for cosplay, any kind of event really, where you want to look really unique and very, very different. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to do it for yourself, and I'll be back soon with something else fun. Thank you.